Hello students, hope you are well at your homes. So today we are going to start the third chapter of class 7 science, that is fiber to fabric. So in the previous class, when you were in the 6th standard, you have already learned about some fibers, and you have learned that there are various types of fibers that we obtain. Now there are also different type of sources from which we obtain the fibers. So these sources can be plants or animals, right? You have also learned that wool and silk fibers are obtained from animals. Now there are also fibers that we obtain from the animals. So these two fibers, named as wool and silk, are the fibers that we get from the animals. So wool is obtained from the fleece of sheep or yak. Silk fibers come from the cocoons of the silk moth. So here is the source from which we get the fibers. So when we speak about wool, it comes from the fleece, that is the hair of sheep or yak. Now similarly, the fiber silk comes from the cocoons of the silk moth. Now do you know which part of the sheep's body yields fibers? Yes, you are aware how these fibers are converted into the woolen yarn that we buy from the market to knit sweaters. Do you have any idea how silk fibers are made into silk, which is woven into saris? Now these are the questions that are mainly to be learnt about in this whole chapter. So these questions are where do we obtain the wool from the sheep's body, or how the fibers are converted into woolen yarn, and finally how from those woolen yarn the saris are made or the sweaters are made. Now in this chapter we shall try to find answers to these questions. So our first topic here is about animal fibers, that is wool and silk. So today we are going to speak more about the 3.1, that is wool. Now wool comes from sheep, goat, yak and some other animals. So here is about the name of the animals that is given from which we obtain wool. So we obtain wool from goat, yak, sheep and some other animals. So these wool yielding animals bear hair on their body. Now all these animals which gives us wool have hairs on their body. So do you know why these animals have thick coat of hair? So here is the next question about that, why these animals have such a large amount of hairs on their body. So hair trap a lot of air. So the answer is that hair traps a lot amount of air in the body. So air is a poor conductor of heat, as you would learn in the chapter 4, that the poor conductors of the heat are air, right? So this is the thing that you are going to study in the chapter 4, but here you have to remember this, that as the air is a poor conductor of the heat, so it helps these animals to keep the air for themselves. So the hair keeps these animals warm, right? Wool is derived from these hairy fibers. So these hair are used to keep these animals warm. So wool, we get wool from all these hairy fibers of the animals, correct? So like us, the hairy skin of the sheep has two types of fibers that form its fleece. So here on the body of the sheep there are two types of fibers present that form its hairs. So the first is the coarse beard hair, and the second is the fine soft underhair close to the skin. So these two are the types of hair that are on the body of the sheep. The first is the coarse beard hair. So these are the thick amount of hair that are very much thick fibers that yield very much thick fibers, and the second is the fine soft underhair, that is the soft hairs that is too close to the skin of the main skin of the body of the sheep. The fine hair provide the fibers for making wool. So these soft and the fine hair provides the fiber for making the wool. Now some breeds of sheep possess only fine underhair. So this is another point that we have to remember, that there are various types of sheep present in the different part of the India, of our country, right? So While we take out wool from all these sheeps, there are different types of sheeps and there are different types of fibers that we get from the sheeps. Similarly, some sheeps have only fine underhair. They don't have the first part, that is the coarse beard hair, that is the thick part of the hair on their body. Their parents are specially chosen to give birth to sheep which have only soft underhair. So, sometimes the breeding process is done under which there are specially chosen parents who give birth to such sheep who can only give soft underhair fiber from their body. So, this process of selecting the parents for obtaining special characters in their offspring, right? So this is the process where the parents are selected for obtaining the special characters in their body. Such a soft underhair in the sheep is termed as selective breeding. So this is the another thing that you have to remember, that selective breeding is the type of process where the parents are specially selected to give the birth of special sheeps which can give soft hairs, soft fibers for making the wool. So the next topic will be animals that yield wool. So we will understand about the next topic in the next class. Hope you are well aware about the topic that we have spoke now. We will continue in the next class about the next topic. Till then, have a good day. Take care.